Pastor Nicholas Hopkins, Baptist Church, Douglas Park. I'm coming for you today, right now, to say that every day in Chicago, a new homeless person is continually coming into a homeless shelter over there, homeless, need a place to stay because they lost their job or their permanent housing. Homelessness in Chicago currently, people in Chicago currently get on Social Security benefits, fixed income, public aid, and disability. Ex-offenders in homeless shelters in Chicago need job security and good paying jobs. Homeless people in Chicago should not have to live in poverty on disability and fixed income just to get by. I agree with Bernie Sanders that we need to end the mass incarceration in this country and start putting young people and Americans back to work. If we homelessness in Chicago, actually want to get out of homeless shelter to get into own permanent housing, but there's a lack of it in Chicago and Illinois. Married couples and single parents do not deserve to live in poverty and live in homeless shelter. They should be on their own house, living their own permanent housing. Homeless shelter in Chicago, homelessness in Chicago deserve permanent housing. Homelessness in Chicago right now need to invest their money to have a better living for themselves. In homelessness in Chicago now, in mass incarceration in Chicago now, when people go to prison, they are straight and become gay when they get released from prison. This country has a broken criminal justice system and needs reform. This country needs to close private prisons and reduce prison sentences, like people like Illinois State Rep Marcus Evans been staying up for recently. The employers need to start taking risks and help ex-offenders attain jobs in the private sector. Ex-offenders want to succeed, and they deserve the economic opportunity to succeed by employer hiring them. I oppose Americans being separated from mothers and fathers because either mother or father end up incarcerated every day. Homeless mothers and fathers today deserve to spend time with their children to the time they was small babies, newborn babies to adults. Mothers and fathers deserve to be with their children when they grow up, like I said recently. Father and mother deserve to be together to raise their children today. It is mother or father today that needs to stick around and take responsibility for their and help raise their children because today with more children today are being raised in single parent households because their mothers or fathers are either in prison or incarcerated for long prison sentences. That need to change. Today, those mothers do not deserve, fathers do not deserve to miss out on their children growing up today. Homelessness in Chicago need jobs and income that will get them out of poverty. Single parents do not deserve to be in homeless shelters. I want to stand with homelessness in Chicago because I know they are frustrated and fed up with living in homeless shelter today. Homeless shelter in Chicago homelessness in Chicago are fed up with the rules of in homeless shelter like curfews and when to do certain things. Chicago homelessness financial relief program is a $700,000 social service program for the homelessness and needy people that are received from the federal government, grants from the government, to provide financial assistance to homelessness in Chicago low-income communities. Many people in homeless shelters have mental health issues. Homelessness in Chicago deserves access to mental health treatment. Like same thing that Bernie Sanders currently talks about in the Democratic debate, that we need that this country is in a mental health crisis and needs to be more mental health clinics in community. I oppose closing mental health clinics in Chicago by Mayor Rahm Emanuel when he first took office. If you have more mental health clinics in Chicago, it will reduce violence on the streets of Chicago, Illinois. Taking away guns from Americans will not solve the issue. I support the Second Amendment, for Americans having the right to bear arms. And I oppose and the only thing I support from the Democrats right now is providing national background check for gun owners. But I do support right to bear arms. Americans should be able to defend themselves right now in this economy. If it's like if a person walks on the street at night or any time of the day, and people are forced to rob in a robbery on the street, they should be able to have some type of pistol or any type of gun to protect themselves. I will not support taking guns from Americans so they can make them feel vulnerable in the streets of Chicago. So I believe that homelessness is the top. I want to let people know I'm passionate about homelessness right now, because people in this country, like homelessness, should be able to have the opportunity to live the American dream and not live in poverty or struggling to find a job, struggling to find out where their next meal gonna come from. That's why I show my passion about previously donating $1,000 of my own money. I plan to do it again starting next month to different homeless shelters in Chicago, help feed and care for over 100 homeless people in Chicago. My name is God Bless America.